in for some sneezing and some coughing, watery eyes, and, well, you get it. In Houston, it seems we are constantly in the middle of some kind of allergy season, and the ragweed, among other things, are in full bloom right now. Medications can get you through, but are they really the best thing for your body? Are you taking care of the problem? Our next guest says no and is offering a natural solution. Welcome Dr. Stephen Hotze with the Hotze Health and Wellness Center, along with his patient, Mike Kinney. Hi. So we were just outside, and it feels great, but it's windy, and it's blowing around all that pollen and all the ragweed and stuff, and I'm feeling it, and so are so many other people. How many of you have allergies? Yeah, well, that's life in Houston. All right, you were suffering with allergies. How bad did it get?
Well, let me put it this way. We're at the end of October. I would have been in the hospital at least once.
Wow.
And possibly facing a second visit. My allergies turned into asthma in my 20s, and frankly, traditional treatments really didn't help me. They didn't help me at all. In high school, I was addicted to nose spray.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that could keep my my nose open where I could breathe. I had turned into asthma in my 20s, like I said, and gosh, I'd be hitting the emergency room. I'd be sucking on my nebulizer 2 or 3 times a day. I had one of those big ones that you plug in, you know, as some of your kids might have them. It was really terrible.
Yeah, and Dr. Hotze, a lot of what we're doing with medications, especially when a lot of us self-medicate with over-the-counter, we go there and there's like, you know, hundreds of different things up there and we're just grabbing stuff. We're not really treating the problem. We're trying to get rid of symptoms. The underlying problem is always going to be there.
Right. Well, allergy is an abnormal reaction by your body to normal occurring substances in the environment. Things you breathe in the air. Weed pollens. This is weed pollen season. Ragweed's the #1. We have tree pollen season. That'll be you know, when the oak pollen covers your car and it's all green.
Yeah.
Grass pollen season, which is later spring, early summer. Mold year-round in Houston. Animal danders, dust mites, which are in our bed.
The list goes on and on.
It goes on and on. So if a person has an underlying predisposition towards allergy, their body makes antibody to those allergens, and every time they're exposed, those antibodies become greater and greater, and they cause cells in our body called mast cells in the inner lining of the mucosal tissue of the nasal pharynx and in the lungs.
I'm glad you went to medical school.
Yeah, I am too. In the nose and in the lungs, okay, how's that? To rupture, the mast cells rupture and they spill a chemical called histamine.
Yeah.
And guess what that does? It causes the tissue to swell, become inflamed and drain. So we run out and buy antihistamines to counteract that. But we still haven't stopped the underlying allergy reaction.
Yeah, and then, of course, when we're taking that medicine over and over again, sometimes we do more harm than good.
Well, all these medications, as you know, are toxins. You have to detoxify it, so it can give us temporary relief, but it can have long-term adverse effects. So the best thing is to get control of the allergies. Now, Michael, for instance, was having asthma attacks 3 to 4 times a year, for which he had to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And I first saw Michael back in 1989, I believe, or
something like that.
A long time ago. So he's been on treatment, and we don't treat using the drugs except acutely, but we want to desensitize. And most people think of allergy treatment as shots, right? You go get a shot.
Right.
Well, instead of shots, when we test, we treat by blood to see the level of allergen that the person has. And then we, instead of giving them shots once a week, we concentrate it down and we give you a drop under your tongue once a day.
Huh. Okay, and so what's in that drop?
This contains common weed pollens, grass pollens, molds, animal danders that are common in the environment here. So it causes your body to build up a blocking antibody to block the allergens. So Mike's been on that now for, gosh, I don't know, 15
for however
years.
long you've been doing,
I've been using drops in adults for 15 years.
Yeah.
And it's just remarkable.
And were you surprised that this worked? Because it wasn't the conventional thing that we always hear about.
I won't say so much surprised. I was just extremely relieved.
Yeah.
There were so many things that I tried. I went to an allergist when I was 22 years old, and I swear to God, his response to me was move to Europe for September and October.
Wow. Not that that's bad, but it's not solving the problem.
No, not at all. And Dr. Hotze came up with he's a different kind of doctor.
Yeah.
He called me up a couple of times on like a late Sunday night out of the blue. I was at a conference this weekend, and I came across a treatment that might work for you. Let's look into it.
Yeah, because that's one thing that's really important to you is to constantly not rely on what you may have learned X number of years ago in medical school, but what new advances are there? What can we do better?
That's right.
All right. If you're seeking relief from allergies, give the Hotze Health and Wellness Center a call at 281-698-8698, 281-698-8698, or go online to drhotze.com. You can also catch his radio show, Health and Wellness Solutions, weekdays, noon to 1 on 700 AM KSEV radio, where they talk about all kinds of health issues and better ways to treat them. And we have a few of Dr. Hotze's books to give to some of our audience members as well. Hormones, health, and happiness. Up next is your eyesight.